This is a good question because they're both related to one another. You know, if you want to eliminate racial profiling, you need good community policing. I remember several years ago, I was chair of public safety, we had no community policing program. But we have one now. We built a good community policing program up. We split the police department in half. We have a police department that mans the crime watch, the neighborhood watch groups, over 50 of them. And you get all your information from these neighborhood watch groups. They actually go out to the neighbors, understand what the issues are and what the plays are. Now, state funding has been cut in the last year, which a lot of some of the programs have been cut. We need to bring some of these back. But we do walk the beat still. We still get out of the cars and we still walk some of the neighborhoods here in the state of Worcester. I see them out there. I see them on a regular basis. Now, funding keeps on going backwards, but you know, we're committed. You know who's funding community policing right now? It's not the federal government. It's not the state. It's you guys. It's the taxpayers of Worcester. Because this council decided what we have left, we're not going to go backwards anymore. The taxpayers of Worcester are funding the community policing program. And as long as the city council will continue, hopefully we can bring it even better than what it is today. Thank you.
Thank you. I think the key to this is more community involvement and getting the police to be involved with the neighborhood crime watch meetings for the neighborhoods that they service, and to start developing a one-on-one relationship, because right now there should be a no-tolerance policy. This is something, racial profiling exists, it's a big problem, and we need to work hard to eliminate it, and part of that would be requiring officers that patrol their areas to get involved in their particular area of neighborhood crime watch. Also, having neighborhoods patrol, working hand in hand, starting to build relationships with the officers, and working together as a group. And it's key that all of us get involved in this, and that all of us take part in helping patrol the neighborhoods and work together as a team. And if we find as a team that people are being raped, that people are being profiled, then it's up to us as a community to bring that to people's attention. But we must do it as a community, we must do it as a group, and I think it's essential that we work together and work together with our police department to put an end to this. Thank you.
Barbara Howard.
Thank you. Barbara Howard, City Councilor for District 4. Community policing is an important part of our being a livable and exciting community, and I work very hard to bring community policing throughout the district. And as I mentioned, we have many crime watch and neighborhood associations in the district, more than anywhere else, and the police officers do come to that. And our police officers do know the neighborhoods in which they serve under the Community Impact Division. We need to do more. We need to do better. When there was an incident on King Street last year, I was instrumental in bringing the police and the youth together to have a conversation about that. We need to have more conversations about that. Joe O'Brien mentioned that we need a police force that reflects the diversity of our community. I say we need to go beyond that and have our whole city, our city officials, our city administration, our boards and commissions, our leaders of our community to be reflective of our diversity. In order to do that, we need to work together to make sure that we develop the right skills and have the right access points to get in to have those influences. But I put the challenge to the community to continue to work on being included and making sure that we understand people's cultures and their approaches to families. And I pledge to continue to work to do that. I've spent my last 4 terms doing that. It's exciting, and I will certainly continue to do going forward.
I'm going to be your point man for destroying bigotry. Don't believe what you hear about equality. It does not exist yet. What you have to do is you have to produce the equality by being proud of yourself. I've been in cities that police were beating up people and I got them and I called the governor and they lost their job. Thank God we don't have this kind of police here. But still, you have to police your own community. You have to be proud of yourself and work with me to make Worcester so equal that will spin somebody's head. Because 20% don't care about equality. Believe me, I do. So bring me up there and let me see how I'm going to kick some butt, because anybody that does not feel equal to me is going to feel the pain for me.
Hi, folks. So, I do think that this issue, again, is going to somewhat come down to funding in terms of the community policing. I think people have put out some good visions of what we want. We're better than a lot of cities, but we lost the summer impact division, and we lost the fall impact division, and we've lost a number of the police positions that were those folks who walked the street. And so I think we have to be honest here, we're back in a funding crunch around that. In terms of racial profiling, I do think it's really about a whole society, right? The police are sort of the front position in terms of dividing people into categories, but it exists everywhere in Worcester. I mean, I don't know what other people's experience is, but, you know, we know that if we were not living in a society where there was a certain kind of racial profiling going on, we'd have a very different looking crowd here asking for your vote. So I think this is a much deeper issue, and if we're honest with ourselves, this has to do with creating a different kind of community, where we really learn, all of us make a commitment to work to change the divisiveness that exists in Worcester, where we really work on building a genuinely inclusive community, and it happens at many levels. Yes, it's the schools, yes, it's the police, but I think it starts also with every community. And when we talk about the crime watches, they're a wonderful tool, but I have to say that most of the crime watches I go to represent mostly the white community. The crime watches themselves are not integrated. And so I think we can see sort of how there's a systemic quality to this. And I'm thrilled, you know, the Center for Nonviolent Solutions just opened, and we've got a lot more work to do if we're going to build the kind of mediation and communication skills we need as a society.
All right, we got Council, please.
Thank you. I can't think of anything more devastating to a community than racial profiling. As a former legal services lawyer and formerly the head of the Civil Liberties Union in Worcester, we were sensitive and we dealt with this. I have not heard this complaint come to the mayor's office, and if it exists, I am disappointed that I have not heard from it about it, because I would waste no time dealing with it. You know, this city government has to reflect the community. And so when I had the opportunity, we had a selection process that made a difference in the school department. We selected, under my term, the first woman to head the school department, the first African American to head the school department, and the first outsider in over 40 years. And you know what? If I'm there for the next 2 years and we get a new police chief, guess what? That's going to be my goal, to have a police chief that reflects the city that he or she serves. And that's really where you start with racial profiling from the top. You need that role model. And when we talk about community policing, there isn't one person in the city council that doesn't support community policing, because we know that's the way to solve problems. Prevent them before they become an issue. Bond with the police officers, have a two-way conversation with the neighbors and the police department and all the other departments. This is not just the police department,